no-brainer deal.
We're here at William's yard. Just did a tree job, and check out his wood splitting operation.
Turn that generator off.
Everyone seems to like when I do videos with William, so here he is on Instagram. If you want to see more videos of William, click the link below this video.
So, social distancing, not in this garage. Today, special day.
William just called me up, and he's got the dopest, most sought after saw of 2020. The first fuel injected saw by Steel. Dude, this is sick.
The 500i. In case you guys can't see. This is the first fuel injected chainsaw in the United States. It's been in Europe for a while. They just got released out here in very limited numbers. I had to jump through hoops to get this and didn't get it. Happened to walk into my local retailer and they had one sitting backwards on the shelf. I lost my mind. So, what's so special about this saw? First of all, it's fuel injected, which means there's no more carburetor. Still's come a long way with the self-tuning carburetors, you know, over the years, but ultimately fuel injection is the way to go. For those of you who are skeptical about the fuel injection and there actually being an electronic computer board on here, because it is electronically fuel injected, just know that Still has had this in their concrete cutting saws for years. And it's never been a problem. They've run great. You can read the reviews on those. Also, the guys that are in Europe that have had these saws for a while have done extensive tests on them for 3, 4, 5 months now, where they just beat them up, run them full throttle, non-stop, throw them in the back of their pickup truck, do no maintenance except for the chain, and then they'll do a review. Check them out on YouTube, if you're skeptical. It's an expensive saw, but I guarantee you, you will love it. We're gonna start it up in a second. So aside from the electronic fuel injection, there's a few things that Still has done over the last few years, not just in 2020, to kind of update their saws, and we're gonna go over a few of those things before we get it open. First are these light bars. They're a few ounces lighter than the normal bars. You'll feel a difference, maybe if you've got something hanging off your hip all day. It does help with the power to weight ratio, as you know is important. This saw has 79.2 cc. 79.2 cc in this little fella right here, which it's about the size of a 391. This has a 25-inch bar on it. It comes stock with a 20. You can take it all the way up to a 36-inch bar, which I don't think I'm gonna do. That's kind of crazy on this. So I think I'm gonna keep it as kind of a hotter saw, maybe even take it down to a 20 and replace my 391. So
wait, this is like a dirt bike motor and a saw?
Electronically fuel injected.
Dirt bike motor.
A child's dirt bike motor. We'll get to the adult dirt bike motor after this saw, right?
Oh, so there's a bigger saw.
Bigger saw to come. So something else that they've done over the last few years is, and it's not just the last few years, Still's always kind of done this, is they put these plunge lines in here, which come in real handy. I'm gonna step back and show you why. When you're coming up to the tree and you're trying to line it up to notch it, this line right here is actually a straight line. So if you want your line to go this way, now it's going this way. Turn your saw this way, and this guide, this plunge line right here is gonna be your guide. Also, you've got another one here that intersects, right? So that's one thing. Secondly, they've done a bigger handle on here, easier to grab. I like that. The toolless caps, just old flip and twist. Those are awesome. Watch out a sec. Flip it around here. We've got the dogs, some guys call these bumpers, but we've got these on both sides. And we know what these do, right? These help grab the bark and really sink our teeth in there and help grind that around. Also, we've got the captive nuts. So old school Still saws, when you take the nut off, it'd be on the ground, it'd be in the grass, somebody'd walk by, where'd it go? And now, if you don't have extra on the truck, you're in trouble. These, they don't come off, so that's awesome. You can never lose them, right? Also, they've got a different clutch cover on here, a little bit smaller. The anti-vibration system that they've got going in here. I'm not sure on this saw, but on a different version of this saw for winter cutting, they actually have the electronic handle heat. It will electronically heat the handle and heat the grip. So in wintertime, a lot of guys don't like to cut with gloves. You don't get a good grip, so at least you get a little bit more warmth there on the bar and your fingers aren't numb, right? I think that's pretty awesome.
I accidentally pressed that button. What is that?
That decompresses the motor. So if you have one of these on here, what you're supposed to do is while it's in choke and after you get that first start, you even press it down again and it makes the pull start a lot easier. All right, sweet, sweet. Speaking of choke and all of that, since there is no carburetor on this saw, it's very simple. You've got a little primer button down here. You're supposed to press that 8 times and then start it up. And a very simple off button that's very ergonomic for you right-handers. It's right here on the saw. I guess it'd work for left-handers too.
Nice.
Yeah, super big button, can't miss it. As soon as you need it off, it's very smooth, returns. One of the issues that I see that they did have when first releasing these saws is this filter nut did not secure all the way down and it still had a little bit of slag. So because of that, they had an issue with dust coming in here and the filtration system kind of getting filled with gunk. But I see now,
so you can see in that,
yeah,
the camera, this little one.
I see now They've got that, there's no play there. Just the anti-vibration, that's it, no play.
Oh, that's sweet. How much are these run for?
I think I want to say 1,400 with a 20-inch.
Dude.
And this has got a 25
So
with
heavy.
a light. It's not that heavy. But the power to weight ratio with what it's putting out, the 79.2 cc's, in my opinion, this is more or less a 661. Which if you were to pick up a 661 in one hand and this saw on the other hand, then you'll really realize just how much power is packed into a small unit. You know, even side by side, the powerhouses themselves are much smaller.
Sweet.
Yeah, you want to start it up?
Let's start it.
This is going to be the first start out of the dealership. They started it in their garage for me real quick and just made sure it did run. Put it in my truck and I took off to come right here to make a video. I know, I'm excited.
All right, let's start it.
All right, supposed to do 8 pumps on this primer. Step back, brake on.
That electronic fuel injection versus the carb. This is the difference. Watch my finger, hear the noise.
That is instant throttle response. Instantly. If you want power, it's there. You don't have to worry about is your carburetor clogged? Have you been cleaning all your air filters, shit like that? No, it's a different level. Totally
Dude, I'm
different
gonna do
level.
an IG post and tag you on it, and I'll put him in the link below at randomx as his Instagram. William's a badass tree dude, so Yo, super early in the morning, William. I just hit him up. He said he's doing a crane job, so I'm gonna go by there real quick and see what's up. Let's go see. So what is this job you're doing?
Two backyard pine removal.
Guys, if you want a copy of the actual work order that I use in my landscaping business, and it has a built-in media release form so you can film and take pictures and promote your business on customers' properties, go to keithkalfas.com/work order and you could download this for free, or I'll put a link. There's a link, keithkalfas.com/work order. It's yours.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, William?
Good to see you. Thanks for finally coming by.
Dude, this is sweet.
What's up, guys? I'm Keith Kalfas, and I'm here with William Elling from Young Masters Tree Service.
Good to see you again.
Man, William's one of my closest friends and my mentor in tree work, but this is the dude who climbs up 100-foot trees, attaches himself to cranes, and dismantles monster trees. He's growing a huge business and really making a lot of headway here in Michigan, and he also rescues cats on the side. He's been on the news. William's gonna give us a tour, and I'm gonna let you take over, man, of his yard and some of the cool things that he's invented. Dude, what's up?
Yeah, let's go check it out. So I've got a 40-ish foot by 70-foot-ish space that I'm trying to utilize and maximize all the potential of, right? So what I did is I got a shipping container. I've built some wood racks. I started splitting wood. That's what we do after work now. We bring up some of the log back from jobs rather than dump it. We split it, try to turn a profit on it. I've got my chipper trailer set up here, the Franken trailer. Made a quick video on that. You guys should also check out real quick. The thing that the shipping container allows me to do is have a work spot that's away from home. It's a dedicated work spot where I can come and be as loud as I want, wrench on stuff, bang on stuff, and I don't have the neighbors upset with me or the girlfriend, the wife, whatever. And you know, it lets us chill and hang out. We'll get in there in a second, but we'll walk around the yard right now. I've got my personal little wood pile here, staying dry. My dump trailer, chipper combo here. All behind you and around, we've got wood racks. We bring home all of our log now and we split it in-house just to turn a profit. Let's turn around and go check out the other side real quick. So here we go. This is the other side of the container. We just put a door in here. We'll get to that in a second. On your right, we've got some of my fleet. This is the truck that has the generator in it. It has the heat in it that carries all the tools. You guys saw the other video on that. That's another one. Behind that,
To that video, it's called the most organized tree truck in the world. It's dope.
I still think it is. Anyway, we've got a trailer here now too, and then behind you a whole bunch of more wood. You can see here in the background, I've got my wood burning pipes, some motion lights, some other stuff. Let's go inside and check it out. So the first thing I did is that with these man doors, it's kind of a nuisance to have to get down all the time and open them, clamp them, unclamp them. And you can't close them all the way. Even if you have the one closed, the other side doesn't close all the way. So you've always got a gap. I had to seal these up first. That's why we got the man door in here. Cut out after we measured. Took that panel and threw it on the other side as a cover for the wood. Welded up some 2x2 square and then framed in the door. It's a fireproof door rated to 20 minutes. And we've got keyless entry. So my guys, myself, we can just come in here. We don't have to fumble around with the key. We just press it and boom, that's it. So what I did here, this is my wood splitting station. I've got my saw, got my axe, I've got my pick, my mix, a fire extinguisher in case stuff goes wrong. I've got extra gas, decoration, you know, things like that. I keep my cleaner here. This works out great for when we're splitting wood and we need to regas, you know, anytime we've got wedges in here, anything that you need while cutting wood to split, you've got right here. And believe it or not, what this was a fender off of my chipper. So when I cut the axle and the wheel fenders and all that off of the chipper, I saved a bunch of the pieces, and this is just a wheel fender turned upside down and repurposed. Another thing I did right behind you was I put in a handle.
Oh, that's smart.
So then you can pull it from the inside, and then if you need to, you can barricade it.
And you weld all this yourself?
Taught myself how to weld with an $80 Harbor Freight welder a few years ago, and I've just gotten better and better and better to where I'm able to make some pretty cool stuff now.
All right, so William, like literally a few weeks ago, you had this idea for
4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago, you were telling me you're going to buy a shipping container.
And it happened.
And I couldn't even picture it.
Yeah.
So now that you have it, I see you've done all this, but what were you thinking you wanted to do to utilize all this space?
I knew that I wanted to maximize the space to fully equip me to do anything that I needed to here at the yard, at work, and whether it be working on the trucks, splitting wood, sharpening saws, maintaining equipment, taking a nap even, or just staying warm. So that's where we'll start, I guess, here. I put in a wood burner. I got this from Tractor Supply. It was a couple $100. No big deal. It took about an hour and a half to install.
How you open it?
Just got to turn here, and there we go. And so I kept the vent pipe mostly in the container so the residual heat stays in here and I get the most out of it. And then I dumped it out the side and a few feet up the top off the roof. That's number one. These foldable beds someone was throwing away, so I got some brackets off of Amazon that actually hold 500 pounds. And these fold up and go against the wall. Sometimes you just need to catch a 20-minute snooze before you drive home, right? And in the morning when it's real cold, waiting for the wood stove to heat up, you know, guys, I really got to say a lot about these DeWalt heaters. Well, it's amazing how quickly you just turn it on and it's like a jet engine, and before you know it, you're sweating. Shout out to DeWalt. This is an amazing product. Next step in the process here is to go completely solar. I've got some panels set up. I'm gonna have my battery bank, my controller, and everything else set up in the back here with the panels then on the roof. Right now, all of the lights, the coffee pot, the microwave, all of that's ran off the generator on that box truck. Yeah, coffee's important.
He's even got little cups hanging and a microwave.
So once we go solar, we'll be able to run everything from small refrigerator in the summer to now in the wintertime, you know, we'll run the microwave and the coffee pot full time. I'll be able to possibly start the heater depending on how big I go with my power inverter, but that's all stuff I got to figure out at a later point. So, you know, security is an important thing, if not one of the most important things when you own a small business. And you've personally gone through some theft and some loss. I've personally gone through some theft and some loss. And while there's not a lot in here right now while we're busy, when I'm not busy, I plan on putting a lot of stuff in here to stay for the winter. And one of the most important things I had to do, aside from seal those barn doors, was secure this door here. So I want to show you what I came up with real quick. So in securing this door, I saw a lot of burglar bars, door barricades, things like that you could install from the inside, and they would sell you the brackets. You had to supply your own bar, 2x4, whatever, and it would be the basic slide down, more or less, just like this. And that was it. Your door was secure. Nobody was getting in. That's great, but from the outside, if I'm not here, I can't put this down, and anybody could really, with enough force, kick that door down. So my goal was to take this design and kind of improve on it. You want to see what I did? So you've checked out kind of what I put together here and the wiring system that goes through it. I'm not going to show you exactly where outside, but this wire goes outside to the least expecting place that you would figure it would be. And all you have to do is pull what's on the other end of there. Step this way just to show you. So essentially what happens is outside you're able to unlock this by pulling up and it locks into place. But William, how does it close when you want to leave? That's what kept me up all night. I'm going to show you right now. So we put a little counterweight in here. After you get it off of the anchor, take a little bit of slack and the door is open. There we go. When you want to leave,
All right, but do it.
it'll work. Watch. Here we go. I'll see you later. It's taken a long time, and I got lots of wood, and I built this chipper, and you know, here, watch your step. And all this is mine, and got a big fan. And that's where you cut wood earlier. And all right, so then there you go. This is my wheelbarrow. Blah blah blah. Got my wood pit. Shout out. Young Masters Tree Service right up there. Look at that. Then we got some more wood, my hatchet throwing slab right there, some man glitter. Bless me with it.
So, William actually gets phone calls all the time, and it's a great thing that he does. He literally has rescued over 100 cats and different animals out of trees. He's been in the news, and he's told me stories that'll made me laugh and made me cry. People all over Facebook see this. You could check him out. It's actually really cool what he does. But you wanted to show us something, a cat box?
The yard cat box, that's right. I mean, there's really nothing to show.
What?
You gotta feed the kitties, man.
Oh, and they go in there?
No, that's blocked off so the raccoons can't get in there.
Oh, and it's all insulated.
Yeah, and they keep all the mice away. You don't want mice somehow getting into the container, getting into something and making a nest. So it serves two purposes, taking care of nature, and nature takes care of you. So that's it. That's a good sound. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching.
All right, awesome. Thanks, William. Dude, you're a genius.
Appreciate you stopping by.
I'm gonna put some links below of other videos I've done with William, and then a link to his Instagram. Check him out. And then we got to do a video with Mark Parker.
Mark Parker, that's right. We've got to do a video with Mr. Mark. Haven't met him yet. We were supposed to meet him before the lockdown, but then lockdown happened before our video and it never happened. So it's about time.
All right.
See you soon.
Later.
It's Keith Kalfas. People have been waiting for this video for a long time. My friend William built something he calls the Franken trailer. It saves him time and money and makes him money, but this is genius. Like, who cuts a dump trailer in half and welds a chipper with a turret onto it? We're gonna ask William all about it in this video right now.
Years now, almost to the week since I've built this Franken trailer, and today's the day that we're finally going to do a video and give some detailed explanation of what was in my mind when I built it and how it's lasted and held up until today. Let's go. When I first had this idea a few years ago, I didn't know that these were actually mass produced yet, but the base cost of them was around $80,000. There was no way that me as a small business owner was going to fork out $80,000, so I had to make my own. First things first, I had to get the trailer. The trailer is a 14-foot long, 4-foot high steel wall trailer. And as you can see here, I took the forward-facing 4-foot off, and then pushed this front wall back, welded it all back on. That was step one. We rolled like that for a little bit. Everything was good, worked out well. Still didn't have a chipper. The day finally came that I had a chipper now that was small enough to fit on here. Ended up cutting off the axles, the fenders, the front of the tongue, removed the battery and just used the dump battery. So we were able to reduce a lot of weight. And then what I did was I put it on a turntable that swivels 360 degrees. So right now you're seeing the back of this Altec chipper. So we can chip from that side. But if need be, because of traffic, small streets where I am, it is very condensed, very tight sometimes. We only have one option to pull up, so now I can swing this and chip from the other side. The other bonus to having this side mounted is that it keeps all of the work, all of the branches, all of the bodies literally out of the street, where I'm coming in chipping from the curb rather from behind the truck going into a dump or into a trailer. So a lot of people ask me about the turntable and what I use. The turntable that's connecting the trailer to the chipper actually has a 3,800 pound capacity. This chipper, when I've stripped everything off of it, is weighing around 1,500 pounds. So I'm well below the limits of that turret. But also what I've done with these 10-ton ratchet straps is stabilized it so it's not rocking back and forth at all. I've got 40,000 tons of straps holding down something that only weighs 1,500 pounds. Security and it staying on and staying put was never an issue. Next, we had to replace the motor here. This is a Honda GX690. This was not cheap, came direct from Honda. It was plug and play. Did a lot of painting, a lot of maintenance to get it ready. It did have some rust issues, but low hours when I first got it, so a lot of the stuff was kind of just cosmetic. It is a disc chipper. It's only 6 inches, but I'm a small operation and we don't really do a lot of massive removals. When I do, we're able to pop the top off of this trailer and get wood with the loader or the crane over the edge if we're not opening the barn doors and just putting it in the back traditionally. Still able to keep my ramps. If you've ever seen the Steiner in videos before with Keith, you know that I can drive the Steiner right in here with the grapple, with the bucket, and I can load big logs or load mulch. So this is all still very functional. I haven't lost anything as far as the tipping, and the heaviest that it is on the tongue is actually when it's empty, because if you look up at the chipper chute, everything is shooting now past the axle, and all material buildup is starting from the back, working forward, rather than the traditional forward working back. So as soon as I start adding weight past this rear axle, it becomes much more balanced of a ride. Not that it has too many issues, but when it does get loaded down, you can feel it on my diesel a little bit. Again, never had a problem towing it, never had a problem with weight. It's always performed. Go. Another cool feature is that when I put this on here, I designed it so that the tip of the chipper chute would actually not touch the trailer. You didn't have to do anything, long story short, to dump out, and I'll give you an example right now.
Yeah, it doesn't touch.
Oh, hey bro, talk about how you don't need 2 guys and 2 trucks, one following. You know what I'm talking about? It's all within one truck, your whole operation.
So when I first started, I tried to stay as small as possible while being able to do as much as possible. I first had the box truck, organized tree truck. I kept all my tools. It was the dually, still have it, but that's what pulled this at first. So I would literally have all the tools, ropes, climbing gear, saws, poles, everything you would need. Then I had a chipper and still a dump trailer, and if I wanted to, I could put a loader in, or a stump grinder in the back of the dump trailer, which really having this combined into one eliminates the need for 1, if not 2 trucks.
It's all on one truck.
It's all on one truck.
Because you're pulling it with this truck, which is all your tree gear. I'll put links below to all these other videos where you can see all of this too. So it's an entire mobile tree operation that takes 1 driver. This truck with all the tools pulls the dump trailer and chipper, has everything. Does that make sense?
So pretty much the point of this trailer was that I don't need to listen to what anybody says about the equipment I need, how new it needs to be, how nice it needs to be. I stay in my lane and I do the things that I want to do to my equipment to make it better. I make my equipment work for me, and this is what works for me. It might not work for you, but this may help out a lot of other guys. I'm not saying go build one, but I'm in this under $14,000 and it's pretty well brand new, where again I said MSRP, they're closer to 80,000. So if you live in a tight area and you've got streets that are constantly people double parking and bottlenecking roads and stuff like that, this may be the way that you need to go with chipping off the curb and giving yourself some more space, eliminating 1 truck, eliminating the need for another employee to drive a truck. Again, it works for me. I hope it works for you, but if not, do your own thing.
William, you're gifting me this Petzl zigzag, bro?
Oh, that's not just a zigzag, bro. That's a zigzag plus. That's the new zigzag. That's not, yeah.